Other basic argument in this concept is given, and that is that Deen was completed by Holy Prophet, by Almighty Allah in Holy Prophet's life. And the blessing of Almighty Allah in the form of Deen and Sunnah, it was perfected in Holy Prophet's life. So if you create any new act or any new invention, or bid'ah is invented, it means you are going to add something to Deen. This will be an addition to Deen. An addition to Deen would mean as if there was something incomplete, and through these acts we are completing the Deen. As if Deen itself, based on Quran and Sunnah, was ma'azallah, was imperfect, and we are perfecting it by addition some things, the bid'ah. The bid'ah is a complementary thing to Deen. Addition of different acts in the form of bid'ah is something which completes the incomplete aspects of Deen. This is another argument, a wrong argument, again based on wrong understanding. And this verse is quoted, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum. Today I have completed your deen for you. Wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati, and I have perfected my blessings unto you. And I have recommended waraditu lakumul Islam adina, and deen of Islam has been prescribed to you and recommended to you for your life. And from this Quranic verse, again a wrong meaning has been inferred, which I have already mentioned. They say that everything was complete by Holy Prophet, by Almighty Allah, in the form of Quran and Sunnah. Now nothing is left, so there is no need to invent any new act. There is no need to pass any new judgment or any new juridical or jurisprudential verdict, or there is no need to perform any new act in order to achieve any religious benefits or any religious objectives. So if we accept any kind of bid'ah, it means that we are negating Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati. It means as if we are negating the concept of completion of Deen and perfection of the blessing of Allah. This is again a superficial way of understanding the things. This is not the question. What does it mean? Anybody can say. So completion of Deen does not mean completion of Deen. When this verse was revealed on Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, at that time there were only two sources, Quran and Sunnah. When this verse spoke about the completion of Deen, so at that time there were only two sources of Islam and Sharia. One was the Quran, revealed by Almighty Allah. Other was the Sunnah, the speeches, utterances, acts and deeds, and tacit or silent approvals of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So these were his Sunnah, his behavior, conduct, practices, and his traditions and his teachings. So this was the whole totality of Deen when this verse was revealed, Akmaltu lakum deenakum. Deen was completed with these two things, Quran and Sunnah. If we take that meaning, which normally is mentioned, as I have quoted, again wrongly mentioned, then everybody knows, maybe he is Hanafi or Maliki or Shafi'i or Hanbali, or he calls himself Salafi, or he calls himself a Shi'i or Jafari, whether he believes in madhahib or not, whether he accepts the authority of a Shaykh ibn Taymiyyah or accepts the authority of Allama ibn al-Qayyim, or accept the authority of Imam Allama Shawkani, or accept the authority of any other scholar, or he does not accept any authority. So all schools of thought, they agree to this extent that the whole Sharia, whole sum of Sharia, the knowledge of Sharia, is not only based on two sources, on Quran and Sunnah. Every school of law, in a different way, believes that after these two basic sources of the knowledge of Deen, the knowledge of Sharia, the knowledge of Islamic law, the knowledge of Islamic morality, the knowledge of Islamic jurisprudence, the knowledge of Islamic polity, economics, sociology, every knowledge which emerges from Quran and Sunnah, all schools agree upon this fact, that Quran or Sunnah are two primary sources, just fundamental sources. And then there are secondary sources equally significant in order to understand the deen, and they are known as ijma and qiyas. So ijma is neither the revelation of Quran and nor the Sunnah of Holy Prophet. Ijma, consensus of opinions. So consensus of opinion takes place after Quran and Sunnah. This is the third source. And then is ijtihad and qiyas, analogy, or juridical, jurisprudential effort to derive the things and apply on newly arisen situations. Ijma, consensus. Then there are istihsan, the juristic preferences, and masale musla, the public good. And there are 14 subsidiary sources for Islamic laws. For Malikiya it is masale mursala. For Ahnaf, Hanafiya it is istihsan after ijtihad. For Hanabila, Hanbali school of thought, there is istidlal. And for Shafi'i school of thought, there is istishab, concordance. And then there is al-urf, custom and ada, the usages. And then qada'ul hukam, the judicial judgments. Then nazair and ashbah, the precedents. There are 14 subsidiary sources. Every school of law may be belonging to the four madhahib or not, or calling itself Salafi. Every school of law believes in these all sources.